NDC stands for New Distribution Capability, which is essentially an evolution in the way airlines are able to retail their airfares, which allows things like additional price points and additional bundles. Every airline's at a different phase in their NDC development. We've seen some carriers, particularly the major European carriers, that were largely the kind of first movers, but pretty much every airline's across it now. The travel industry was really hardly hit by the pandemic, and what we saw was actually that slowed down the development that a number of airlines and TMCs were able to do. We're now at a point where TMCs are back up at levels of resource as are airlines, and we're starting to see those NDC connections get to a point where they can really handle large volumes of traffic. Plus, of course, there have been a couple of major announcements by airlines over the last few months, which have helped elevate that conversation. TMCs ultimately want to be able to provide the best content to their customers. Of course, there are a lot of considerations before rolling out NDC content at scale, but the key driver is always giving the best content to our customers in the best, most possible, robust way. Airline distribution has needed to evolve for some time. Some airlines have done a really good job of retailing via their website for quite a long time. They've been able to offer additional choice and additional bundles and packages and things for a while. What NDC allows is for that process to be mirrored right across the travel ecosystem, including TMCs and other agencies. Short term, the major value that NDC brings is access to additional price points, which ultimately means lower fares. Historically, airfare distribution has been pretty rigid and largely pinned around the letters of the alphabet. So that essentially means a maximum of 26 fare types. NDC moves to a world where effectively it's an infinite number of price points in a more linear, continuous manner. As this grows and evolves, airlines and TMCs equally want to be able to offer additional fares and additional bundles to their travellers. So, for example, there's one major carrier which is already tailoring its NDC offers at its frequent flyer members. So those types of things will evolve, and we'll see that grow and move as we move forward. As part of the Navan Group, Mackay is a truly global TMC, so we have fantastic partnerships with all the major airlines and industry associations. Being part of a group like Navan is really exciting because it means whilst we have two different technology stacks, we can very easily test and learn across both sides of the business, which really is massively beneficial in terms of how we roll out our NDC partners and when we do it, so we can make sure that as and when we do, that we're in a really good place and that is a completely robust solution. Things like approval flows. A lot of NDC fares, because of their continuous and dynamic pricing nature, have to be considered as instant purchase. So that means that if a customer has a complex approval flow, it may be that they'll have to adapt and move away from that in order to book NDC content. So these challenges continue to evolve, but we're right across those. Standardization is really important, and the IATA schemas are doing a really good job at trying to mirror that across airlines. But the challenge we have is that every airline is at a different phase of their development. So whilst you can put standards in place, it's not to say that we'll be able to push out every single carrier at the same time. Speak to your TMC, understand what their NDC roadmap looks like, understand which carriers they'll be rolling out and when. But ultimately, it's really important to understand if there are any trade-offs associated with booking NDC content. For example, if you're a customer that has a complex approval flow, it may be that NDC content is not right for you right now, but also remember that NDC content isn't going anywhere. So if you have to look at changing something like an approval, I'd do that sooner rather than later. NDC rollout has been markedly slow across the travel ecosystem, but that's with good reason. No TMC wants to roll out a solution which offers a subpar booking experience for its customers. But we're getting to a place where we can really deliver tangible benefits to our customers now. So things like additional price points, that's happening, and we're in a great place to be able to say that we can do that in a solid, robust manner.